Okay, yesterday we talked about an arithmetic sequence and series, and those where I had a common difference. So you were either adding the same number or you were subtracting the same number. So I'm moving on to a geometric where you're multiplying by the same number. And finding that common ratio is similar in the sense of you take one term, but this one, you take one term and divide. What? Nothing? I don't know. Okay, so a geometric sequence is you got a common ratio. So that means I'm multiplying by some number. So yesterday when I said, hey, to find the common difference, if you just take one term and divide it by or subtract the previous one, that would give your common difference. Well, this is kind of the same thing, but you're dividing. So if you take any term and divide it by the preceding one, that'll tell you what the ratio is. So on that first one, what's my ratio? I don't have my calculator. Where'd it go? Okay, what'd you guys get? It won't matter which term you pick and divide it by the previous one, you're going to get the same answer. So what'd you get? You got 0.2? I got 0.2.
Thank you, Oz. You're all trying to tell me I'm wrong.
It's take one term divided by the preceding one. Okay? And it doesn't matter if you take 0.84 and divide it by 4.2, or if you take 4.2 and divide it by 21, you'll get 0.2. So what are my next three terms? What are my next three terms? Folks.
0.168.
Yep.
Oh, look at that, you still get the same answer.
0.0336
Yep.
But I'm still getting the same answer.
and 0.00672.
Okay, that works. What about the next one? What am I multiplying by? -2. Okay, because if you look at the 2t, the -4t, +8t, okay, I'm multiplying by -2. And you got -10, a +20, and -40. So what are my next ones? What's my next one going to be? -16t plus 80. What's my next one?
32t minus 160.
Okay. Then what do I have? A -64 t plus, what was it? I don't remember what it was. All right, so to find your common ratio, just take one term and divide it by the preceding one. Okay. All right, so here's your little formula for your nth term of a geometric. I'll kind of write these down here. And everything's going to kind of mean the same thing, except for you don't have a common difference. You have a common ratio, and that's what your R is, but that's okay. You can leave a little space, kind of like we did yesterday. And your ratio, whatever that common ratio is, it can be negative, it can be positive. So. Okay, so kind of like yesterday, that a sub n, that's like your nth term. That little n right there on that term and your n in your equation, those are the same number in there. But the nth term, that's what that one is. The a sub 1 is just the first term. R is your common ratio. That's what you're multiplying by each time. And then it's to the power of n minus 1. So remember, it's an n minus 1 because you're subtracting out that first term. Because once you have the first term, then you're multiplying by something. Okay. So, if I'm looking for the 23rd, this is my first term is 256. Okay, so what is your common ratio? What am I multiplying by each time? So like I said, if you take one term and divide it by the one just before it, what do you get? Did everybody get a negative 0.7? Okay. All right. And then up the top there, I'm going to not write in 23 minus 1. I'm just going to write in 22. So find the 23rd. I would probably, actually not even probably, I would leave that ratio in parentheses like that. And what do you get? But leave that negative 0.7. Just make sure that's in parentheses. What'd you get? What'd you get? 0.1, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Did you put that negative 0.7 in parentheses? And the 22 is on the outside of the parentheses. If you have an even power, if you put a negative number in there, that'll be a positive because you have an even amount to cancel out. Okay, find the next one. That's why I type it in just like that. And then and tell me what you get on. Tell me what you get on this next one, except find the 12. What'd you get? Oops. Got an answer? What did we get? Negative 1.1 to the. So you got about 68.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is similar to yesterday with the geometric means. Okay. Okay, can I get out of there? Yep. Okay, out. Okay, so this is kind of like what I did yesterday. I said find the numbers in between there. So they said there's two in between. So I got my 128, and then I did my space, and then I got my 54. Okay, so now what I'm looking for, yesterday I was looking for that common difference. Today I'm looking for that common ratio. So this is my first term. This is my what term? All right. So I got 54 equals 128 r to the, that would be n minus 1. And since my n was 4, that would be. Okay, now I'm going to divide both sides by that number right there. Okay, on your calculator, to find a cube root. If you look underneath the green key under alpha, you'll see math. And if you go down to number 4, that's a cube root. And then you can type in 54 divided by 128 right there. And then what is your common ratio? 0.75. Okay, if you need to do something higher than 3, if you hit math, you'll notice button number 5. That's an anything. So once you see, when you see this key right here, you can put whatever number. So whatever number that is, you can dump that in there. So if anything's higher, they have a cube root on here. But if you need to the 4th, to the 5th, you can do that. And then you arrow over and you can put in your fraction over there. So you just have to go to math to do that. Okay, so what are my two numbers up there? What's 128 times 0.75? What? I don't know. 96 times 0.75 times 0.75. If you don't get 54, you did something wrong. So okay, good. So all you're doing is multiplying times 0.75. But like I said, if you screw up here, you won't get 54. So on this one, you have to find R. Where yesterday you had to find your common difference. This one I'm going to find my common ratio. But you just have to go into math and find that button. All right. Okay, here's my last. Okay, can I get out of there? All right. Okay, so here's your kind of sum here. This is your first term. This is also, it says minus first term times your ratio. And yeah, that should just be n, not n minus 1, kind of what you're used to. And then divided by 1 minus your ratio. All right, so on there, I said to find your ratio. So what is your common ratio? What am I doing over here? What's negative 48 divided by 16? Negative 3. Perfect. So my R is negative 3. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you take 144 divided by negative 48, you'll still get negative 3. So first term minus first term times negative 3 to the 10. Okay, because it said 10 terms, so that was my N on there. I would probably type in that first line, and then I wouldn't hit divide by 1 minus a negative 3. I would just say divided by 4. Okay, so what'd you get?
Negative.
I was gonna say, it should be a pretty small number.
Small.
Negative 236,192.
Why'd you say small number?
It's negative.
I don't count this.
It looks like a big number. But it's negative. So when I type this in, I would type in the top line exactly how you see it. Parentheses and everything, where everything is. And then when you hit divide, just divide by 4. Don't divide by 1 minus a negative 3. If you're going to do that, you're going to have to put that in parentheses. Because all it's going to do is take that top line and divide it by 1. And then take that answer and subtract negative 3. That's all it's going to do. You want it to divide by 4. So if you want to type it all in at once, you're going to have to do parentheses stuff. That's what I would do. I would just type in the first line and then divide by 4. Don't type in 1 minus a negative 3. You guys know what that is. Most of you do anyway. Yeah. So you got what you should be getting? You got that number?
No, I got 180, 180 instead of 192. I got 180 as well.
Okay, you have to type in the whole line, hit enter, and then divide by 4. If you just type that and divide it by 4 right here, all it's doing is dividing this thing by 4. That's it. So I just do the whole line, hit enter, then hit divide by 4. You should be okay. Okay? Yeah, a lot of this is gonna come down to typing it into a calculator. Okay, we're running out of time. I'll just give you your assignment tomorrow. We'll just work tomorrow. It was very nice of me. Or some kids can work on the assignment that ended yesterday. There's always that. I think I did. Okay.